I'll start playing. It's Brian.
Neil! Who you were listening to is Neil Zaza, self-employed musician. Dude, how's it going?
Here we are.
Here we are. So, what have you been doing the last, I don't know, couple of weeks? What's been going on with you?
It's obviously, it's an understatement to say it's been a crazy time for all of us self-employed people.
That's right.
Yeah, the virtual fist bump.
That's right.
Where do I start? So I was on a U.S. tour. I had a month-long U.S. tour with my band, and we were doing the East Coast. We were down in Texas. We were headed up to, we were going to play Manhattan, and then we were headed to Canada, and we're about 2 weeks in, and this was mid-March, and everything started to shake then for us. Like, we saw attendance was down. A few shows had shaken loose because of what was coming, and it was strange. Even the meet and greets were different. Like, at first, like, everyone's all real huggy and love you, man, and like, love you. And then all of a sudden, like, at the end, it was like literally like the virtual fist bump that we didn't even
like going back, like you're going backwards. Okay, that's it. Yes.
I love you too.
Love you too.
And, it was crazy though too, because two of the guys in the band are Italian. So as we now know, everything in Italy with this virus was 2-3 weeks ahead of us. So every morning we'd get in the van. Well, guys, we'd be driving every hour. Okay, guys, what's new? Well, they shut the city. They quarantine this. They, so
wild. That's wild.
Make a long story short, tour we were forced to cancel, and then we had to get the Italians home, and so we literally just bought a ticket that day because their original ticket was canceled, and they left. So in the interim, this is the inner sanctum. You're in it right now. Like,
so Neil, hey, listen. First of all, let's get to the fun stuff. So what album were you touring?
There was no album for the tour. It was just, all the regular set that I do when I tour Asia or Europe. So we were just doing the regular show, I guess you could say. Nothing.
Give us something.
Nothing to focus. So
I think we all want to hear something. Give us like a minute of something that you were going to play.
So we always play I am air quoting here, my hit, I'm all right.
Nice. There you go. So we're jamming out a little bit there.
Yeah,
we might have to. Hey, Neil. You and I are going to have to do a project together, virtually.
Right. Well, there's always been talk. This could be the time now.
We've been talking about it for a while. Maybe this is sort of a thing, right? You know what I mean? So how many albums have you made, or how long have you been touring here, Neil?
Good question. So I've been doing this. I'm old, so I don't even know how long I've been doing it. But I have over 10 records because I have a bunch of projects that I don't know if I consider them records. Like I did One Dark Night, so that's a record. But is that a Neil record or not? I don't know. But I've been doing this, my whole life. When I was a kid, guitar was like the great thing for me. And the story I always tell is I heard the first Van Halen record, and I was just a young kid.
Go ahead, jump! Go ahead and jump, right?
It was before that, but But once you hear that guitar tone from Eddie Van Halen, for me, I was like, man, this is my jumping in, pun intended, my jumping in spot. So
Yeah.
like for you, if I can ask, when did you know you wanted to be a dancer? When was there a moment?
There was. I remember, first of all, a good friend of mine who I spoke to recently, Dominic Antonucci, got me into it. But I remember laying in bed dreaming about like being in New York and dancing like Baryshnikov. It was like that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to dance like him. So it's probably the same moment like you did. Like I had these moments where I was thinking about Baryshnikov and I was like, oh, I want to be like that. Or there's other dancers I used to watch that was powerful to me, and then I used to watch those videos. So the same thing like Van Halen, right? You listen to this music, you're like, yeah, you got the guitar. Maybe even Led Zeppelin maybe had an influence on you if you had listened to that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, artists have that moment where we are inspired, and Van Halen inspired you.
So for you, because I really see what you and I do is the same thing. It's just a different discipline, right?
Correct.
I'm music, your movement, the physicality and the dance. I'll ask this question, although I'm leading with it. I already know where I'm going with it. Like once I was bitten with the bug, and I'm asking, once you were bitten with the bug, you never looked back, did you? You never said,
"No,
I did the right thing."
No.
You know.
Nope. And then it kind of goes to, and what we're kind of talking about today, Neil, actually, a good question, is that once we get the bug, no matter how hard it was, we still did it. No matter what that diversity was, no matter what sludge we had to get through, but those highs were much higher than those sludge moments.
Right.
Agree? And this is
absolutely. I say a bad day at doing what we do, and let's just be real. You and I, I'm sure, have some bad days and bad months of of what we do. I'll take a bad day, a bad month, a bad year because I know it's going to turn around eventually. Than having a standard job that does not suit my, or I'm sure your personality. Like this is what we do. There's no option. It's not like I don't have a B plan. Do you have a B plan? No.
A B plan, huh? Gosh, Neil, I didn't even think about that. I'm trying to figure out my A plan. So Neil,
all right,
I'll get to C in a minute here, but here, Neil, let me ask you. Think about this here. So think about what we're just talking about right now. Think about what we're going through right now, right? We're going through this really interesting time, right? But all those many years, and at least I can say, and you can say, we've had all these years of being able to go through this diversity. Don't you think we're going to get through this kind of the same way?
There's no question. And this is a bump in the road with respect to let's stay healthy. Let's have, I know people, this is a very serious situation. People are dying. But given that and saying respectfully, we're going to get through it. We're going to be stronger because of it. And I'll even go the uber optimistic thing that how I think, which is, again, I got to keep saying it so, we don't get people saying, oh, he's insensitive. But with respect to how serious this is and how it's affecting people's lives, I think if everyone's healthy and stays good, this is a gift in a way. Like if someone said, Brian, I'm going to give you 2-3 months. You have to hunker down. You have time to work on your projects. You have time to get your mind straight. You have time to really reevaluate and regroup and reset. We wouldn't believe it because it never happens. So for me, I'm sequestered in this room in that, this is the room I do all my work in. I love this and that I could do my work now, everyone that I know and love is healthy. So we're going to be 100% fine. And we're going to be better in the end because of it, even though in the short term, it doesn't feel that way,
Neil, it's very sensitive, and some people are really going through a hard time right now and not being able to see their loved ones if someone's passed away or there's somebody's at a hospital, they don't know what's going to happen. And to feel that optimism probably will take a lot. then there's a lot of people who we feel that for them, but we also are feeling that we could make it through and get to this new life optimistically. So, you know what I mean? And it's going to be a new life. And we don't know what that means, but if we keep that I guess touche all this saying, keep the glass half full feeling, and feel that, give yourself an opportunity to be happy, give yourself an opportunity to know that we're going through it, and to say it is there, not to ignore it, but it's there, but also know that we could be happy too.
Absolutely. And you know, it's to use the expression, the trite expressions that we hear, we really are all in this together. We're all, you know, whether it's financially, a lot of people, you know, listen, self-employed musician, self-employed artist, everything stops for us. But in the end, it will be better. I do think life will be different after, when we get out of this. What I mean, I don't know. You know, will we be fist bumping and never shaking hands again? Well, you know, I don't know what it'll be, but
Who knows?
we're going to get through it, and it's going to be tough. But we're all in this together, no matter what part of what life you're in. You know, so.
You know what, Neil? This is exactly what I wanted us to talk about. This is great. I love it. You know, you and I are going to work together. We're gonna collaborate, and then everybody who's watching this is going to see it virtually. It's totally going to happen.
We've been talking about this for years.
Yeah, we don't. It's the timing is about now, I think.
Like, this is the perfect. So have you been? Let me ask you a question. Although you are the interviewer, but have you been staying busy? What have you been doing?
My goal, what I've been doing, and this is something, is my goal right now, what I've been doing is bringing people together. That's it. That is what I've always done anyways, but for some reason the timing of it just works out perfect.
Yeah.
Because Neil, the amount of people I've been talking to, and you'll start to see it getting posted and getting through this, and what people are going to see has been a phenomenal community. Everybody who I've talked to has a sense of optimism.
Right.
Doesn't mean they're going through good times. Not everybody's going through it, but there's a sense of we're going to get through it. And we could say it, we're going to say it over and over again, and it's touche, or the old saying, we really are in it together. You can't say that person over here is not doing, we're going through what we're going through. And I believe that, and I actually believe we all have a story to tell. And that story is what we're talking about right now, like yours, Neil. I mean, the traveling around and suddenly it stops. You could sit around and be upset about it, but it sounds like you're just sort of, hey, you know what? Maybe this is an opportunity to just chill and do my thing now that I haven't been able to do. If I'm traveling 8 months a year, I can't do all that.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Absolutely.
You know?
And, you know, and I was before, I was stressed about that. I have all these things on my plate, but I'm on the road. I don't have a chance to be in the studio working on what I believed I needed to be working on. Now I have the chance. But, you know, even just, if I can make one more comment about afterwards, think of like things we take for granted, like even like, you know, we're staying positive, we're gonna do something together. Just that we could go to a rehearsal or a meeting together and be face to face, which we would never question that in the past. But like, you know, it's little things like that you wouldn't really realize, or, you know, we're not going to take certain things for granted coming up. You know?
I agree. You know, I like to actually end with that. I think that's a good way. Actually, I want to end with you playing. So I actually want to just play. We're going to play another about 30 seconds here. And as you're doing it, I'll say, I'll let you go here, Neil. But I want to say thank you very much, dude. We're going to be doing a virtual. I love it. Appreciate it, you being here. Neil, awesome. Why don't you play something for all of us before you end? This is Neil Zaza. Nice.